Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So, let's get into today's video. Obviously, the league rotation is tomorrow, so I wasn't going to do another Great League video. However, I did do some sets today, and I tested out a Kanto Shadow Ninetails lead, and the thing was absolutely devastating. So, if you're still going to do your sets, or obviously if you haven't done your sets Sunday and you want to do some sets Monday, let me tell you, this lead is unbelievable. You're either gonna get switch or take shield advantage, and in my opinion these are the two things that you want to try and achieve from the opening matchup. So how are you going to use Shadow Ninetails? How I like to use it is I like to just go for that one huge nuke of overheat in any neutral matchups, so that either guarantees switch or guarantees the shield. The team we're going to put around it today is going to be that core of Shadow Machamp and Shadow Hypno again. Obviously Shadow Hypno covers all the poisons and the flyers that Machamp doesn't want to see, also fairly good against Charm. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the battles. For the duration of the video, obviously we are going to be leading Kanto Ninetales. So in game 1, we pick up a lead against a Obstagoon. So Obstagoon is going to go for these Night Slashes. Obviously you never want to shield the first one, because if they boost, the second one will do more damage. So you can see that gets us to about half health, and before they reach their second Night Slash, I'm going to go straight for this overheat. So we're going to grab the shield or gain switch. We grab the shield now. If they try and farm us down, we would reach the weather ball, so the opponent does throw their energy. So like I said, you want to either gain switch advantage or shield advantage. So we bring in our Machamp, look to counter down. The opponent makes an aggressive swap into the poison type that obviously would resist counter, and this is where Hypno comes in. The opponent goes straight for the earth power, which is a nice play on their part. We get a nice bit of go battle lag, you love to see it. I'm unsure if that affected why we couldn't farm down. The Nidoqueen survives on 1 HP, so I shield that up. And I've now got back-to-back Thunder Punch. However, we have got 1 HP, so if the opponent sneaks in any sort of fast move, we will go down. You can see the counter goes through there, but this Thunder Punch is going to get them really, really low. Unfortunately, I do try and get the second Thunder Punch, but the counter did take us down. And in the back, they've got a Golbat. So this is a bit tricky. They go straight for the Poison Fang. I'm going to have to shield it up. You can see that these wing attacks are absolutely shredding us. I overfarm. I'm going to fire off this cross chop. So let's see if the opponent calls the bait. The opponent shields that move up. I managed to get to the rock slide. However, we're now getting super low on health. So I imagine that the one counter in the back is going to be enough to KO. So we managed to get a simultaneous KO in game 1. Moving on into game 2 of the video. In game 2, we pick up a lead against the Charmer. So this is pretty good for us. I imagine the opponent is going to want to switch out at some stage. The fact that they haven't switched out, I'm not going to go straight for the overheat, as this suggests to me they've got something else that's weak to fire. My suspicions are correct, so we managed to draw the shield, and we'll now go straight for this second weather ball. This is where you can see the weather ball nerf, as we don't actually KO. However, it does give us 1 extra fire spin worth of damage. The opponent brings in now a Nidoqueen. They've already used 1 shield, so I'm going straight for the nuke. We're not messing about. Overheat lands, we one-shot that Nidoqueen, and in the back they've got a Lapras. It's actually a Frost Breath Lapras, you can see by the animation. And then Shadow Machamp would have no problem cleaning up this game. So GG's to that opponent. Once again, you can see the devastation of overheat, one-shotting that Nidoqueen. We pick up a lead in this next match against Unova Stumpers. This is really bad, as obviously the Mud Bombs would be hitting us for super effective. The opponent stays in and chips our Hypno down with a discharge, and they then bring in Frossalas. So obviously they're looking to put us in avalanche range. I go straight for this Thunder Punch. We get the Frossalas deep into the yellow. We CMP tie. This is fine for me. I am just going to let Hypno go down, and I'm going to look to commit to the farm down with Ninetales. We wait out our switch timer. bring back in Ninetales. We're going to farm it down before they reach a move. And we remember now that this Unova Stunfisk did throw its energy before they exited. So they're at the Mud Bomb now, which I am going to let go through. I haven't shielded to try and encourage the opponent not to shield. So this should be a pretty poor matchup for us. I go straight for the overheat. That lands as absolutely devastating damage for the Unova Stunfisk, and this game is over. I've got absolutely no idea why I'm throwing this cross chop, as we've both got 2 shields. I should just commit to the counter down, as this move would be all fast move. The opponent throws their energy as well. Obviously we've got 2 shields, so I don't know what either of us are doing, to be honest. We're just prolonging this game. Back out comes the Stunfisk, and a fire spin would take him out. GG's to that opponent. Moving on into this next battle. You've got the lead you love to see. We draw a Frosselas. The opponent is staying in. They bank an Avalanche and switch out. Opponent brings in Air/Mandibuzz. I don't really have a great response to this, but Mandibuzz is really, really tanky. So the super effective Air Slashes aren't doing anywhere near as much damage as something like a Golbat. I'm looking just to get this thing low, and I'm going to come back in with Ninetales and gain even more energy. Opponent shields are our first move. I am now going to go for the rock slide. So at this point, we're either going to get the opponent's second shield or we're going to win switch. You can see a bit of lag, more lag, so we don't even get an excellent, but the opponent shields anyway. And this is pretty good for us because we're going to be able to fire off one weather ball, which you can see me do here. This with the nerf's going to be nowhere near enough to take out the Mandibuzz. So I'm going to be able to now fire spin down and regain the energy that I just threw. Nothing Mandibuzz can throw is really that threatening. You can see gets us down to about half health. And I managed to commit to the farm down, and I've got an overheat locked and loaded. The opponent comes back in. I'm going to shield this move up as if they're coming back in with Frosselas. Whatever's in the back is going to be the second thing that's weak to Ninetales. And oh my gosh, it's a Melmetal. Just as an absolute overkill, we're going to overheat that, and we're going to beat this Frosselas to the next charge move. And this weather ball, even debuff's going to be more than enough to take out Frosselas. So you can see there, Shadow Ninetales absolutely sweeping that opponent's team. So, moving on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against a Fire Spin Charizard. Everybody knows that Blast Burn is pretty much the most OP move ever. The opponent builds up to the Blast Burn and baits for Dragon Claw. Unfortunately for the opponent, we aren't baiting. Let's see if they want to respect this overheat. The opponent doesn't respect the overheat, and we one-shot the Charizard, even resisted. The opponent now brings in a Shadow Machamp. We fire off this Weather Ball, which gets the opponent down to into the yellow, even though we're debuffed. We can now bring in Hypno, and in the back they've got an Escavalier. So we immediately switch out into our Machamp. We are actually going to outpace this Escavalier. Our neutral counters are really shredding them. The opponent goes for a charge move. I imagine this to be the Drill Rom, which it is. And we're now going to be able to outpace this Escavalier to the next charge move. I probably could have shielded once and farmed down, however this game is over. The opponent brings in the Shadow Machamp again. They are going to have to throw their energy. They throw the cross chop, and our perfectly healthy Hypno has a shield, so GG's to that opponent. Moving on into the last game of the video, we pick up a lead against the Drifblim. The Drifblim is going to have to go for Shadow Ball, but even a Shadow Ball will not take us out. I'm not going to shield. Like I said at the start of the video, we either want switch or shield advantage. I go straight for the overheat, so let's see which one we're going to achieve in this battle. Overheat lands, absolutely obliterates the Drifblim. The opponent brings in Pidgeot. So this is kind of a rough spot for us, as this Pidgeot is super annoying, as it's going to look to try and debuff us. I'm going to dare the opponent to throw the Brave Bird. We call the bait, it's just a Feather Dance. Even debuffed, Shadow Hypno does hit fairly hard. You can see that this Thunder Punch gets him into the red. And we are now going to outpace him to this next charge move. So now the Pidgeot, deep in the red, is going to have to shield if we want to keep it alive. They do shield, and in the back is a Dugong. So we bring in Shadow Machamp. This is where you can see that the Hypno Machamp core covers itself really nicely. I go immediately for this cross shot before we get debuffed. We draw the shield. I've got 2 shields, so I'm going to shield this up. Just the Icy Wind. We are now debuffed, but you can see these counters are still absolutely chunking down. I go for this second cross shot. Let's see if this debuff cross shot is enough to KO, which it is. And 1 counter takes out the Pidgeot before the gust animation registers. So GG's to all the opponents in this video. So today was just a quick video. You can see that them 6 battles that I did show absolutely flew by. The lead of Shadow Ninetails running overheat is absolutely devastating. Without a doubt the funnest pick I've used all season. So if you've got any battles left, I thoroughly recommend that you try this lead out. And moving on, we're going to be going back into the Ultra League. If you follow this channel for a while, you know that I've got a rank 8 Shadow XL Poliwrath, and I absolutely cannot wait to use it. That will be the first video of Ultra League. I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.